Lawmakers have filed a bill they say will address the state's severe nursing shortage. Senate President Robert Stivers says Kentucky is short at least 3,000 nurses. Supporters say the bill could make it easier for nursing students to get into school and make changes with the board that certifies instruction. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on the legislation and reaction from the state's nursing association.
Senate President Robert Stivers says this bill is one of the most important ones they filed this year.
The various teaching institutions that we have are not able to upgrade or increase their numbers of admissions.
Stivers says sometimes the numbers are capped at 50 or 75 and potential students are turned away.
The Board of Nursing, who is basically the entity through regulation that has set these limits. So with this, what Senator Mills and I, and talking to our two doctors that are involved in the Senate, is how we change that.
The bill also sets up some new requirements for who can serve on the board and for how long, setting up 12-year term limits and also some new geographic requirements. It requires at least 2 board members from each of the state's congressional districts, and it lessens restrictions on who can teach.
If you have your bachelor's degree in nursing and you're working towards your master's degree, you'll be able to teach all levels of nursing.
Stivers says they did get input from the nursing board and healthcare organizations. Delano Manson is with the Kentucky Nurses Association and says they were not contacted. They're still studying the bill, but she says more financial incentives are needed.
Retention bonuses for the nurses, which means that we need to get some funding into the current budget. And then things like maybe bringing back some retired nurses to help out with the shortage. That is something that could be done pretty quickly.
Governor Beshear has also said there needs to be student loan forgiveness and other revenue measures as part of the state budget. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The bill has not yet been heard or voted on in committee. That could come next week. A candidate for Clay County Sheriff is behind bars. Police say they arrested 54-year-old Hiram Markham after a traffic stop for a traffic violation. While running Markham's information, police discovered he was driving with a DUI suspended license. Police also say they found various narcotics on him. Markham was taken to the Clay County Detention Center. In Pike County, the Sheriff's Office posted on its Facebook page about needing your help identifying the woman you see there on your screen. They didn't say why. If you have any information on who she might be, you're asked to call police. Laurel County deputies are asking for your help in finding a missing teenager. Take a look at your screen. This is 17-year-old Brandie Fields. Brandie was last seen Thursday evening, February 10th. She was wearing a black shirt, blue jeans, and Crocs. If you know any information, you're asked to call police.
Still keeping an eye on some warmer conditions working through the mountains this evening. We're going to continue to watch that into the overnight and into tomorrow as well. Outside right now, as we look at our high knob camera at UVAY, is looking all good right now. You can see the oranges there on the bottom right side of your screen turning into the blues overhead. Mid-40s out there right now. The sun continues to set from our camera here at Buffalo Mountain. Upper 50s to near 60 out there. We continue to see upper 50s to near 60 around the region. Satellite and radar all quiet around the mountains and all around our area too. We're down into the mid-30s as we head into tonight. Mostly clear skies but breezy. See southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20 miles per hour. And they'll gust even higher than that tomorrow. I'll have the latest on that coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. What happens when no one wants a small town government job overseeing local tax revenue? Well, the collected tax money just sits unspent. For Vico and Perry County, that means dissolving or becoming unincorporated could be a good thing. But right now, that is not a convenient process for a small town. Senate Bill 106 aims to make the process easier. For Vico residents, dissolving would mean a tax cut.
The residents of Vico, they're still being charged a tax on their insurance, but that money is just sitting in a pot and can't be spent by anyone. And therefore, we're looking at dissolving Vico to help those residents so they will no longer be cut their insurance and have to pay those taxes.
Residents tell us losing the city status, while necessary, does sound bittersweet, and we'll have more from them coming up tonight at 11. Political season is on the horizon here in the Commonwealth as the primary election is about 3 months away. But you may notice a lack of political signs in Hazard. That's because the Hazard city government has an ordinance against non-permanent advertising. That means no commercial or political advertisement can be posted on city property. So whether you're running for Senate or having a garage sale, any advertising can only be on personal property.
Nobody wants to come into town and see 500 advertising or political signs. We're not trying to affect any kind of elections or any of that stuff, but we just don't want them to be on the right of way.
This matches the statewide rule for all state roads and right-of-ways. You can be fined $100 for each sign found posted within the city limits. A bill seeking to deter drivers from not stopping while children are boarding and departing school buses advanced out of the Kentucky House Education Committee Tuesday. Under House Bill 221, school districts would be allowed to install stop-arm cameras on school buses. Local law enforcement would be allowed to issue civil penalties for violators. The cameras would take a photo of the violator's license plate. Under HB 221, violators would be issued a $300 fine on the first offense and a $500 fine for a second or subsequent offense within a 3-year period. HB 221 will now go to the full House for consideration. A bill sponsored by 6 Republican legislators is aiming to remove a school district's power to enforce masking and give that power directly to parents, not a year on from giving school districts that same power. The CDC website cites at least 10 studies that confirm wearing a mask does, in fact, significantly reduce a person's risk of infection. But that was not the biggest discussion point in Frankfort.
I don't understand why we're trying to take away that opportunity to have local control. So can you explain that to me?
I don't know of anything that is more local than a parent making the decision whether or not their child should have to wear a mask.
The bill passed through committee with a vote of 12-7 and now heads to the full House. State and local leaders called it an exciting day for Morgan and Menifee counties. Governor Andy Beshear announced funding for those 2 counties earlier today. Local leaders received funding to improve sewer lines in their counties and cities, along with improving sanitation districts like adding new pump stations. The governor announced 18 discretionary grants for Morgan County to resurface roads.
We will put that grant money to use to improve our infrastructure, and not only improve the infrastructure, but also improves the quality of water and services to our people and also promote economic development.
The 18 discretionary grants awarded to Morgan County totaled more than $700,000. The governor also made a stop in Rowan County today. Some sad news coming out of Knox County this afternoon. The Knox County Physical Court announced the death of District 2 Magistrate Stacy Roark. He served the area for 19 years. No word yet on funeral arrangements. The Owsley County community is mourning the loss of their district athletic director, Bobby Bowling, who died yesterday of cancer. WYMT's Jade Saylor spoke with folks that say they were lucky to know and work with him.
Bobby Bowling was more than just an athletic director.
Touched so many of our kids' lives, and that's an impactful person.
Bowling grew up playing basketball at Owsley County High School. Years later, he returned to coach and eventually become the AD.
His contributions to our athletic programs, he brought the passion, he brought the love, he brought the you can do better mentality to our kids and our athletic programs. A breath of fresh air for me to hire Bob back as the district AD.
Bowling died Monday after a hard-fought battle with cancer.
I mean, he's going to be missed, but he's left his legacy in Owsley County and our athletic programs. And, you know, that's something to leave, is that mentality of we can do better and need to do better.
Leaving a legacy on and off the court.
Bobby was a special person to be around. He just had a love for the kids and a love for the sports that the kids participated in.
Those that knew him say he will be missed, but never forgotten.
He'll be greatly missed, you know, by the community and my girls who had grown especially close to him in the past, you know, couple of years. I think took a little piece of their heart with them, you know, when he passed on.
Bowling also coached at Powell County and Somerset High School before returning home. In Owsley County, Jade Saylor, WIMT Mountain News.
Bowling's visitation will be from 5 until 9 p.m. Saturday at the Owsley County High School gym. The funeral is at 3 p.m. on Sunday.
And keeping an eye on future views, a strong storm system heads our way for later this week. I'll have the full details on the way next.
And with this month being Cancer Prevention Month, we hear from those trying to help teach and educate folks in our region on ways to prevent the dreaded C word.